Connecting. Why? Okay, it stopped. Okay, so we're good there. Hello? Okay, so try calling me again. I think the whole internet had a fucking brain fart.
Uh,
I already accepted it. Why is it still doing that?
yeah, I have you there having accepted it over here.
Maybe it's the old one.
That was weird.
Yeah, we've had nothing weirdness tonight.
I think it's the horror movie.
Well, should we play the horror movie trailer again? Alright, hello. God damn. Fucking bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Alright, well, we had nothing but problems for about a smooth 15 minutes there, but here we are. Shall we try to watch this trailer again?
Sure.
Or do you want to skip trailer time altogether?
Uh,
What do you want to do?
let me look. I can let's skip the rest of trailer time, and we'll just throw the Berlanti trailer and the Star Wars trailer into the main show.
Okay.
There are people out there.
And is that this one? The Berlanti one? Yeah, okay. We'll get rid of that one. I'll leave those ones out there. Access denied. Cool. Nope. Cool. Yep. That's what I want. I had to change my password there. Did you try to log into my account the other night?
Into the usual?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I changed my password.
Because
I didn't know what was going on.
yeah, no, I should have texted you. No, I was getting into the Patreon, and I had to verify the account. And the only way to verify it was to go through sending an email.
Oh, I see.
So I logged into the email to verify the account.
I gotcha.
Just text me the new password so I can still do Patreon stuff.
Yeah, I will.
Too bad Patreon can't set it up where somebody else like you can set up admin accounts.
Right. All right. So we are back. That's just great news. So we need a picture for the middle. We're going to start the main show because by the gods, we need to get moving before something else dumb happens.
Oh, Matt Smith.
Oh, good.
Find the Matt Smith.
Good.
You know, go to Twitter and get the picture that Jesse did.
Wait, what did she do?
She did a fan picture of Matt Smith in space next to the TARDIS. Or it says it's bigger on the inside. Yeah, so just go to Jess's Twitter page and look at her media.
Girl posts a lot. What do we got? It had to be right before this, right?
Yeah, it was sometime yesterday.
Oh.
Or day before. I don't remember. Just go up to the top and go to media.
Oh, I see.
Right there. And that just shows the pictures and videos she's posted. Yeah, just keep going, keep going. You can't miss it.
You sure it was Jess?
Yeah.
This was days ago. I know. Yesterday.
There we go. Down two.
This one?
No, down two. There we go. Oh, yeah, right there.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, she made that one.
Nice. Except I can't. I think if I do this, it won't. I'll have to save it. Yeah. Save it. Save image.
Oh, we have 2 viewers back.
That's us.
No, it's 4.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Welcome back, people. Sorry about that.
Hey, Matt. Seriously, we just
Boy.
had like 15 minutes of Marshall's computer freezing and crashing.
Freaking bullshit is what it was.
So what we're going to do, people, we're cutting the end of trailer time. So we're skipping the last 3 trailers. And we were thinking the Suspiria trailer just had some bad juju in it because it froze halfway through the trailer. So we're going to cancel that one. And we have the Berlanti sizzle reel thing that we're going to be putting into the usual roundup section, and then we've got the new Resistance trailer that we're putting in the Star Wars section.
Indeed.
Up to 3.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And I love this picture.
Yeah, we want to give a quick shout out to Stardust Legacy on Twitter for making this cool picture that we're setting up as our center featured picture for the night.
Indubitably. All right. So, we've been having no shortage of tech issues. So, we are going to be skipping bumpers and everything else. We're just going to be talking. And then you'll hear all the other stuff in the main show. So, thanks everybody for being there. Matt, what's up? Broham, welcome to the fun. This beer is delicious.
What kind is it?
It's from brewery. Well, I'll talk about it in a minute. But Eddie brought it over. It's
But
delicious.
it's an IPA?
Double.
Oh.
I'm going to take a nap after this.
Screw that noise.
I'm going to take a little nap. Oh, shoot. I was going to do the pets. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go do
Talk
the
to
pets.
people.
Hello, people.
We're going to start the show in about 2 minutes.
Yep, about 2-3 minutes. He's got to go out and do the pets really quick, and then we're going to get going.
Close this chicken coop, get the dog.
Actually, while he's away, I would like to invite anybody who's watching to join me on my new group that I have in the new Walking Dead Our World game, the mobile game. It's kind of like Pokemon Go, but it's with zombies. So you can go there, join, and then the group that we're in is called Cataclysmic Guns. So if you want to join me and my brother playing, join us. Also, you can join Marshall, John Skeen, my brother, me, and a few other people on Marvel Puzzle Quest and download that and join our group. It's called Griggs Boys, Griggs Boys. And Skeen's pretty much running that group now. I mean, I still play, but he's in charge of inviting people, and I want to thank him for that. So if you want to help us, that's fun too. Other than that, I think the only other new mobile game that I've been playing quite a bit recently is there's a new game called, well, it's not new. It's about a month or two old. I think it's on 1.2 version. It's called Disney Heroes Disney Heroes Battle Mode. And it's really cool. It's very similar in style to like Galaxy of Heroes, but it's all Disney themed. So I enjoy that one. It's a lot of fun. I just maxed max level on that a couple days ago, so now I'm just building up all the characters.
Okay.
All right, Pops is back, so we're going to be starting the show.
Bullshit. Too many animals, too much bullshit.
It's bullshit.
All right, let's do it. Hello, hello.
Hip Hop Anonymous? Where does it get the easy ones?
Wait, what?
Don't you remember Big Daddy?
When I saw that movie one time.
Where
bro.
Adam Sandler is teaching the Sprouse boy how to...
Oh, we're doing this.
They're like doing spelling, and he's getting like dog and cat, and then freaking Rob Schneider is playing a delivery man, and he gets like hippopotamus, and and so he goes hip hop anonymous. What does he always get the easy ones?
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Let's go to town, yo.
All right. Hello and welcome to episode 144 of The Usual Podcast. The podcast we discuss Star Wars The Old Republic, the Star Wars franchise, and geek and pop culture. I'm your host, Marshall, and with me, as always, making weird references to 90s movies, is my co-host, Will. What's up, bro?
Excuse me, I believe Big Daddy was in the 2000s.
Here we are. And we're just sitting here enjoying our usual frosty beverages. What are you drinking, dude?
Same for the last couple of weeks. I'm drinking Newcastle Brown Ale, which is actually my favorite darker beer.
Yeah.
Before I left for the summer, I bought a 6-pack and brought it to your place, and
Yeah,
so
still there.
I'm finishing that off every week.
Can't drink that anymore, dude. Anyway, you want to know what I'm drinking?
I'm guessing it has some sort of massive amount of hops in it.
Yes, hops and IPA-ness. That's not a word. So, my friend, fellow drinking buddy, actually, Eddie, brought over a, let's see, Brewmaster Jack is the brewing company. It's the beer is called Cloud Art, and it's a New England-style double IPA, and it is quite delicious. I just cracked it open during a very failed trailer time. And I don't know what happened. We played videos, things happened, and then it just went to poop.
The Suspiria trailer had bad juju.
Yeah,
But
15 minutes of waiting for my computer.
Speaking of Eddie, really quick here for a second.
Yeah.
I posted something funny to Facebook last night,
Yeah.
and he was the only person that commented on it. Cause,
I don't go on Facebook.
No, but I said, okay. Basically, what happened was last night. Forget the Facebook post. I'm just going to tell you what happened last night.
Okay.
We live in a small town.
We've stated that.
Yes, and where I live is kind of like on the other side of the bridge, so I see deer quite frequently where I live. Right?
Somehow we lost you. Keep talking.
You can't hear me at all. That's
No,
weird.
visual.
Oh, that's weird.
This is the visual.
Okay, so anyways, so I was driving home last night, and I got to the corner of Chestnut and Franklin, which is, you would agree, is fairly close to downtown.
Fairly.
And a deer freaking crossed in front of me at the intersection.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know what happened. We're going to get Will back in a minute visually, but you can still hear him. Audio works. Good. Okay, so you done with your story?
Yeah, it says Marshall's left the call. So
I did not leave the call.
I'm going to hang up and try.
Inaccurate. I left the call after.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So before we get started, if you have comments or questions, you can find us at theusualpodcast.com. Email us at theusualpodcast@gmail.com. And we're on Facebook, Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. I am at DarthPops on Twitter, and Will is at Admiral Griggs. We're on iTunes, Stitch Radio, Google Play, and all those things. And Plex, of course. And give us a positive rating, like us, share us, and tell your friends. And let's see. Merch, usualpodcast.com. Nope, just kidding. Oh, we don't have a link on there. We need a link on there. teespring.com/store/usualpodcast. We also have the timestamps in the show notes. If you're not a SWTOR fan, we have very little, pretty much zero SWTOR this week. So stay with us.
There's really nothing.
For all the fun. And we're going to talk about TVs and movies and a bunch of cool Star Wars news. I cannot wait for some parks news as well. 1 second. And so thanks everybody in the chat room. We love you. The folks who we know and love and the people who we don't know and love. We love you still. And that's important. That should be a tagline of some sort.
All right, hang on a second.
Yep. I think Google is having an issue.
Yeah, Google's really... Because I just tried inviting you again, and...
I'm going to blame the Google. I'll refresh that and see what happens. So we did try trailer time this week. Again, thanks everybody who's bearing with us. We were having no end of freaking tech problems this week. But I think part of the issue is the Google. And I like to blame the Google whenever possible. So here we are.
Yeah, Matt Marshall, still has us on Google Plus. So actually, I think he's
Google
about
Plus?
Yeah.
How dare you? It's Google Hangouts.
No, Google Plus, because you still have a Google Plus account.
No, we're Google Plus. I like to cover my bases. We're Google Plus.
Well, I heard rumors that you were starting a new MySpace page.
I like to search on Bing, and also maybe Netscape Navigator. I can keep going. AOL.
No, it's okay because I get my internet service provider is Earthlink.
Oh my god, Earthlink. Good pull, dude. That's nice. What the frick? The Google is flipping out. Honestly. I have to request access to my own file right now. Well, we're having problems. Oh, wait. I gotta go back to a different account. There we go. Okay, guys. Sorry about this. I'm just trying to get to my damn show notes so I can move on with my life. Sign out. Oh, for God's sake. Were you not able to call me back either?
I just sent you another invite.
Well, I can't get into my freaking Google. Are they trying to make it really difficult to be logged in at 2 accounts at once? Google Hangouts not signed in.
When I need to do it, I have one account open on Chrome and one account open on Firefox.
I'm not going to do all that.
Yeah, do you want to just not do Hangouts and just put up profile pics of us up there?
We could, but hold on a second. I think I got it figured out.
All right, tell me when you log in and I can invite you.
I like everybody to see my beautiful face. Okay, try one more time. Let's move on with our lives. Matt's bearing with us. We're moving on. I just want to freaking do this thing. I got you. Oops. Move.
Ask Jeeves. Good one, Matt.
Oh, I forgot about Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves is good. We were joking about that. Josh and I were joking about that the other day.
Ooh, LexisNexis.
Oh, nice one.
That was
right.
the Google before Google.
The Google before the Google. Ask Jeeves is always a good one. Okay, we got Will back. Let's move on. Can we just move on? So, SWTOR, dude. We're going to do some I'm going to say this is going to be about 4 minutes.
Oh, not even.
at
Mine's
best.
literally going to be like 30 seconds.
So, Weekend Game. Community shoutouts. I don't have much except a big shout out to any folks, including Matt, who is in the chat. Thanks for being part of our group and Pucked and all that. Check out last week's show where we kind of did a recap on that. And definitely check out episode 142, which is our Pucked 3 Cantina audio. So thanks everybody who's done that. Great feedback from that show. Ton of fun. Definitely check us out next year. And SWTOR, dude. Community shoutouts. Nothing Weekend Game.
I didn't play it all this week, but I will be. We have a 3-day weekend, obviously, because it's Labor Day. So I will be doing my next live stream of the Absurd Completionist.
Yep. Nice. Do that.
So if you want to support that, and which supports this show, you can always go to teespring.com/completionist. And if you want to watch me on twitch.tv/wgriggs75.
Watch him. All right. So what did I do in this week? Nothing. But I did play a little ESO over the weekend.
Really?
And I did that just while I was editing the show. I was just basically trying to finish this one quest, which every single time I did, I fell asleep. And so I figured if I did during the day, it'd be fine. And then I fell asleep again. So I just can't seem to play video games anymore.
Wow.
It's an issue for another day. So that said, there's really no news. And I will, if you're in the live stream, I'm going to ask you to sign an NDA virtually. There is a little bit of talk in the influencer community that there may or may not be a roadmap coming soon. And we're hoping to hear about that soon. I would really, really like to talk about that soon.
That would be nice.
But what do you think they're going to roadmap? What do you think is the rest of the year, buddy? Prediction.
I really have no idea.
I know.
I'm guessing we're going to get one more quote-unquote major release.
Okay. Story stuff?
Yeah.
Flashpoint or something?
Well, we got the most recent Stronghold. We got, other new stuff like that. I think it's either going to be... actually, I think it's probably going to be a Flashpoint.
Well, but there's going to be some guild stuff, too. I would like there to be, obviously, some new companions. Any other quality of life stuff that we could use? I don't know. I was thinking about this earlier.
Yeah, my quality of life in game is actually pretty good.
No, it's pretty good. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just been thinking the guild stuff could use some improvement. There's a lot of things that other games do that people want. So
okay,
let's go with that. PvP's covered. PvE. Maybe a new planet. Maybe a new species. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want a new planet in the way that
Matt says Casey Hudson was just at BioWare, and I haven't seen him in a long time.
Oh wow!
I met him way back in the day with early day 7 years ago, I guess, at Comic-Con.
Oh,
for Mass Effect. You met him too.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
I want a new planet less in the way that, where it's like just one like a Flashpoint or something like that. I would much. I mean, even though I wasn't a big fan of
A planet with things to do rather than a planet with a flashpoint on it.
Yeah, well, I wasn't a huge fan of the planet itself, but the concept of Zyos was kind of cool because you actually had dailies of. You know what? That's what I want. I want a new dailies planet.
Okay, I'm down with that. I like dailies. Most people don't, but I actually like it because that's my gameplay these days. Okay, moving on. Any other predictions, thoughts?
Predictions that I'm going to whoop your butt in a Flashpoint.
That's
Wildly inaccurate.
yeah. Well, one of us has DPS as a tank, and the other one has no DPS as a DPS.
I hate you.
I'm pretty sharp for someone who's stupidly tired and has been drinking for the last 3 hours.
You're not round.
I'm rounding. Okay, so can we move on? So Star Wars, dude. Here's the thing. Let's get to the Star Wars section. We have actually some really cool stuff
We do.
in Star Wars. So let's talk about some of it. So we got some solo stuff.
Yeah, let's just get the Solo one out of the way because this is just a
Yeah.
interesting side note that just shows that Solo is the worst box office Star Wars movie.
But is that really the moniker of a bad movie? Because think about the cult classics that have come back.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. But it didn't do really well overseas. I mean, it made almost 300 million here.
Right.
But it only made like 100 and some million overseas.
I guess that's true.
The thing is the Meg has been blowing up overseas.
Yeah, what is that about?
I saw it. It was decent.
Well, and Kevin Smith was like, yeah, it was a movie I saw.
Yeah,
like most people were like, well, I went to that movie and I saw it, but they're not like, that was the greatest movie I've ever seen.
No, exactly.
It's like, it was a movie.
Yeah, there's no depth to it.
Yeah.
It's like when you went and saw Deep Blue Sea or you went and saw, Leviathan or something like that, right? But it's made like 207 million overseas. So even though domestically Solo's still ahead of the Meg, worldwide gross, the Meg is past Solo.
Well, I didn't see the Meg. I probably never will. And I'm okay with that.
It's Jason Statham. It's a normal except for they tried to shoehorn a romance
That's stupid.
for Jason Statham. And I'm not talking romance like with Amy Smart in Crank, where the whole romance was him having sex to keep his heartbeat up.
I think that's important.
This was like they were trying to shoehorn in
like actual romance?
In actual romance where he was like being kind of pulled into it by the woman's daughter.
Dumb.
It was interesting. Although, in the movie, his ex-wife was played by Rachel McAdams, and she was on board with trying to start a new relationship.
That's actually funny. All right, so let's get to episode 9 news. And this is some of the stuff that I think is super important to talk about.
Yeah, we have 2 big casting news.
Big ones. You talk about the first one. Can I talk about the second one?
Absolutely. Okay. So the first one is Dominic Monaghan. And, he played Pippin? Was it Pippin?
Oh, one of the hobbits.
Yeah. Merry. He played Merry.
Merry, yeah.
He played Merry in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but he was also in Lost. He was
really good in Lost.
He was part of the band he was in was Drive Shaft. It was a very big Oasis knockoff sort of thing. All everybody was their song. But of course, it's J.J. Abrams doing Lost. So so they pulled Dominic Monaghan in, and then no more than a day or two later, what happened?
Bigger than Hobbit. See what I did there? Because hobbits are short.
Yes.
You see, I feel like it's lost on Will, but everybody else.
No, well, it's definitely bigger on the inside. Wow.
And back to Doctor Who. So the biggest announcement Star Wars wise this week is Matt Smith is coming in to play a key role in episode 9. Now, there has been rumors that he's going to be what was the top rumor? I can't remember now. But there was a couple rumors where he's going to be playing something.
Well, with Richard E. Grant saying he's definitely not going to be Thrawn.
No, that was Thrawn. Yeah. So people were saying
Matt Smith would fit in as Thrawn.
Yes, exactly. That Thrawn was the big one. So other than that, we got JJ at the helm. We have a couple big stars being named. What is he planning, dude?
I don't know, but it's going to be big.
Yeah. I mean, Matt Smith in the Star Wars universe, I think, is just it makes me so happy.
Well, it's not that much different than when they brought David Tennant into the Marvel universe.
Well, exactly. And man, I tell you what, I
Mr. Purple is great.
And on that note, going back to the Matt Smith thing, I love Doctor Who. That's something my wife and I have been watching for a really long time. We just really love it. But Matt Smith is not my favorite Doctor.
David Tennant's my favorite.
Well,
I would say Matt Smith is my. I put him number 4.
I actually like Eccleston, Tennant, and Smith.
Mine is Tennant, then Baker, then Eccleston, then Smith.
But sometimes I like Capaldi more than anybody. There's things that Capaldi's done that I just love.
I've only watched, I think, the first half of season 8.
Yeah.
So I don't have enough Capaldi underneath my belt to.
But Smith is young. He's lovable. Some of the stuff that he did is some of our favorites with my kids, especially, right? So that said, I don't know what he's gonna do as far as Star Wars goes. Are they gonna put him in makeup? Is he gonna be playing a human? Is he gonna be playing a cyborg? I don't know, but
I mean, I think a low makeup is fine, but I don't want him to go full on
like
Alan Tudyk,
or even more homeboy that played Unkar Plutt.
Yeah, wasn't that Alan Tudyk?
No, that was not Tudyk. It's come on, chat room, help me out. Who played Unkar Plutt in Force Awakens? It's not Tudyk. He played the droid in Rogue One.
Oh, right.
You're thinking of yes, thank you, Simon Pegg.
Thank you.
So that said, I don't want it to be like that.
Right.
That's too much.
I want him to be recognizable.
Also, because he's a really good actor.
Oh, absolutely. You want to be able to see his facial expressions.
Also, can he not have a stutter?
Actually, if they did, I'm
going to set up this next thing while you talk.
I'm okay with him putting in, enough makeup stuff, very much like Karen Gillan as Nebula.
Yes.
She's still very recognizable, even though she's bald and blue.
Indeed. So anything else on Matt Smith?
I'm just thoroughly excited.
Me too. And look, if JJ has his way, we'll know as late as possible. And,
absolutely.
And I love that. I'm okay with that.
And also, this is a little out of the outline thing, but it also dropped today that Rian Johnson just confirmed that his trilogy is still underway. Still in the planning stages. I hadn't heard any different, so that's why I didn't put it in the show notes as it being news. Okay. But just keep in mind that Johnson is still working on his trilogy behind the scenes. And actually, this is also no news, but last week, Jon Favreau was posting Instagram pictures from Skywalker Ranch because he was in meetings with the gatekeepers of the lore. So we're talking Pablo Hidalgo and who's the lore master?
The Asian guy.
Lee.
We met him several times.
Something Lee.
Something.
So anyways, obviously meetings with that and stuff. So
right.
Just to make sure everything is within canon. So.
Okay. So all of that said, we're gonna watch a thing, and this is our last. This is our last Star Wars thing.
Yes.
Yeah. This is our last Star Wars thing, and this was supposed to be in trailer time. So this is a special, I don't know, bonus for anybody actually listening in the live stream, because the audio will not come through because of techno problems. But so we have an update for Star Wars Resistance. We've got Team Fireball, and this is like a featurette kind of thing. I know the creators are in there and they're talking about it, and this is our first look at the heroes that make up the new animated series. Are you excited about the new animated series?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I liked Rebels quite a bit, and I think so far I like the anime sort of style with this one, and I'm intrigued to see where the stories go. So let's check this out.
Team Fireball, they're our core Star Wars group. They're not caught up in the bigger things going on in the galaxy.
I want it to have a sense of childlike fun and adventure.
And what unifies this team is that they need each other. They need to try and win races to survive and make money. And our hero, Kaz, is still coming into his own, and he's a very, very good pilot, but he's still a bit fish out of water when it comes to living in a place like the Colossus.
Nice job, BB-8. All right, this is what I want you to do. I'm Christopher Sean, and I play Kazuda Xiono on Star Wars Resistance. Kaz's job, given to him by Poe, is to spy on the First Order. He's good at flying, but he's not really good at spying.
He's a bit clumsy, gets into trouble here and there, but Kaz is definitely a guy who has a lot of heart and wants to make a difference.
In times like this, I think it's best to keep Kaz occupied. I am Scott Lawrence. I play Jarek Yeager.
Yeager kind of represents the old school. Yeager was a pilot for the Rebellion.
Now he's just trying to live his life as mainly a mechanic on this installation in the middle of nowhere.
And he unfortunately keeps getting pulled back into the action.
Yeager, he's the father figure of Team Fireball, and Kaz causes a lot of trouble and a lot of grief for Yeager.
Get ready to be impressed.
You ready to be impressed, Tam?
I'm completely ready. Hi, I'm Susie McGraw, and I play Tam Rivora on Star Wars Resistance.
Tam is a mechanic who works with Yeager. She was a racer back in the day and lost her ship.
This guy better be paying for this rush job, Yeager. She's tough, no nonsense. She kind of has attitude.
She also has a lot of heart and passion. She wants to have a purpose in life.
She's incredibly brave. She cares about people, but she likes to keep her emotions kind of to herself. Kaz, this is Niku.
It is so nice to meet you.
Niku's a bit of an oddball.
You know, I am starting to like having adventures. I find that it raises my heart rate, which is good for my circulatory system.
Hi, I am Josh Brunner, and I play Niku on Star Wars Resistance.
He's a genius. He's very naive, but he's got a huge heart.
He is this unbelievably positive, happy Nikto character. No matter what kind of day you're having, Niku is having a great day.
I once had a pet named Lucky that reminded me of home. And then it died. And then I ate it.
We made the show for a younger audience. I think they'll love the relationships between the characters and all the lightheartedness. It's unique in tone, unique in look. It's a completely different package.
It's very action-packed and vibrant, colorful, and you have lots of different pilots and ships and the different settings. I wish I had a show like this when I was growing up.
All right, two things. One, he's Niku the
Nikto.
And
Nikto,
second, I love it when they cast British accent actors in Resistance roles.
Right.
Because you're like, why aren't they with the Empire?
Why aren't they with the Empire? Yeah. On that note, dude.
Let's call back. Leland Chi is the keeper of the holocron.
Yeah, and he was at what Cantina event was that we were at?
That was the one in San Diego at the hotel.
The hotel, yeah. The one
where they introduced Malgus and Carbonite
and Darren T'Pol and stuff. So that said, so I think one thing to pick out of this that's super important is that this show is for a younger audience.
Yes.
And I'm excited about it because I like watching Star Wars stuff with my kids.
Yes.
And they like stuff where anytime we watch a movie, we've been like as I said before, we've been I've been rewatching. I'm exposing them to some of the Marvel movies and the lighthearted ones,
right.
Like Ant-Man or whatever.
Yeah.
And they go, does anybody die? And they always ask me that question. And almost every movie someone dies. But really what they're asking is, does one of the main characters die? Right? But in this, I feel like this particular show will be lighthearted enough to where it's definitely has the kids show feel. We've been watching a lot of Steven Universe, stuff like that, where although some of this stuff gets a little heavier at times, ultimately things work out.
Yeah, well, like what Matt says in the chat room, lack of wars in the Star Wars, which is totally fine.
And unlike Rebels, where it got really dark and people died.
But the thing is like if we want a fully immersive experience in this universe, or in this storyverse, I guess, is because you can't say universe because it's actually in a universe, but you've got to have the good and the bad, the wars, the non-wars.
Yeah.
And actually, this is kind of a tangent. I saw an article today talking about should there be romantic comedies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's interesting.
Because, you get like a little bit of Pepper Potts with Tony Stark or whatever, but can you imagine just like a romantic comedy?
Yeah. Where it's like, it just happens. Would it be in the vein of like a Powerless kind of thing where there's like things going on around them, or to be like something between superheroes? Well, that's the curiosity.
Like, imagine like if they had a Ant-Man and the Wasp movie.
But it was romantic comedy.
And you had some action in it, but it was mostly the romantic side of it, right? Or Hawkeye with his family. I mean, that wouldn't be. But
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I know.
Just more of that stuff within the movies.
Yeah. All right. So, any other thoughts on Resistance?
No, I'm excited.
The crew looks cool. I know my kids will love it, especially if BB-8's in there. They love The Force Awakens. I think it's going to be a good Disney kids Star Wars deal.
Exactly.
I'm really more intrigued to see what Homeboy is going to do with the live action series.
Oh, Favreau, absolutely.
Obviously. So, all right, man. So let's get to our last section of our show, which we only have a few things, but we've got some cool stuff. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, so we're on to the usual roundup.
Yep.
And
I only put this in here only because we talked about it last week.
We did. So go ahead and tell them what the article is.
So the article is nearly half of MoviePass customers are considering canceling their subscription. And what I understand after our conversation last week is and you gave your opinion, which was great. But I'm wondering, they polled probably their fan base and tried to figure out, okay, how many of you are considering leaving? And obviously the investors are going to want to know that too.
Yeah, well, actually, two things to follow up on this. One is a personal note, and one is a marketing point from their point of view. First of all, the personal thing is, I'm going to say, I love my mom to death. She's fantastic.
Yep.
But she is a total noob when it comes to tech stuff. So whenever it's funny, she knows I'm a MoviePass patron.
Right.
She's also a MoviePass patron. But no matter what, even though she's got to know in the back of her head that I get the MoviePass emails too.
Right.
She still forwards them to me.
Of course.
So, and I'll reference what that one was today. But the thing is that she got a email a couple days ago because she pays for the yearly service.
Oh.
So stuff that happened to me last month where it went down to 3 movies a month.
She's not really affected.
Now she is.
Okay.
And she's like, well, should I cancel? And I'm like, well, think about it. How much do you pay a month? And she's like, well, because it's yearly, it's like $8 a month. And I'm like, how much does a movie cost? $10. You're limited to 3 movies, but if you go to all 3, you're making $24 profit.
Yeah, you're making out like a bandit, really.
Exactly. So and she goes like, oh, well, I guess so, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
You're not getting as much as you used to, but you're still getting more than you're paying for.
And she probably wasn't going that often anyway.
Well, actually, she does go to see a lot of
Oh,
movies.
she does. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just thought it would be a good follow-up. So,
Yeah. Well, the second thing is I got an email today, and actually I'm going to open it up here really quick because it's kind of funny. I got an email from MoviePass today, and it said, win free MoviePass for a year, if they're still up, and running, by playing in a MoviePass fantasy football contest.
What?
The top 5 finishers win MoviePass free for a year.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Do
I'm
it.
like, I don't know. It's like...
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Do it or don't.
You know, they must have gotten paid by somebody that wants them to use their fantasy football engine.
Indeed. So, hey, should we move on to the next thing?
Yes, I'll let you take the lead on this.
So we're walking in the parks now. I have 2 stories in here that have to do with Disney parks. And maybe I'll just capture the screen over here real quick so people can see what I'm talking about.
This first article is fantastic.
This is super cool.
And I'm actually going to be posting all these pictures later to Pinterest.
Okay, so if you're in the live stream, you're going to see a picture of some of the 4 of the most famous, I think, art pieces from maybe Disneyland lore in general.
Well, the funny thing is actually what we're talking about are the stretching paintings from the Haunted Mansion elevator.
Yeah.
They've actually gone through a few sets of those because they get worn out
Of
by
course.
the elevator going. And actually, I remember a couple of years ago, Chris Hardwick was able to buy one.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're hard to find.
I remember seeing the tweet when
Yeah.
he said he bought it.
And because they're like 15 feet tall.
Yeah.
But
So that said, historic Disneyland gems sold for millions of dollars at private collectors auction. So this is crazy. So it says the gallery ended with an auction shattering previous record and raising over $8.3 million. It was a portion of the proceeds going to charity. That's insane. So we've got this. Oops. This bad boy here.
Yeah, that's Jose from the
Tiki Room. Yep.
Not the original one, because the original one is still at Disneyland in the Disney Museum part of the Opera House.
Right. So it says, how much did some Disney fans shell out to own a piece of Uncle Walt's original theme park? Among those items sold, the most amount of money were Jose Animatronic Bird and Enchanted Tiki Room, $425,000.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's animatronic, that's still that's cool.
Swiss Family Treehouse Organ, $63,000.
That's really cool.
Dumbo Attraction Vehicle,
Okay.
$483,000.
Okay, this is actually really quick what I want to talk about, because there's actually quite a few ride vehicles
Go to Disneyland, Matt.
that went for sale, right?
Mhm.
And we'll get to it. Why don't you go and tell them what the number 1 ride vehicle was?
Okay, so let's see.
It's the last one they mentioned.
Autopia.
Well, don't list them off because I want to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. You know with Sky Bucket?
Yeah.
So when I used to go to Disneyland back in the day, there was something called Skyway to Tomorrowland and Fantasyland, which we talked about on the show before. A Skyway original Sky Bucket vehicle sold for $621,000, which broke a record of the highest price ever paid for a Disneyland ride vehicle.
Yeah, and it's
and I'll
really
show a picture in the
why.
chat room. It looks like
actually
this.
no, that's the People Mover ride. They don't.
Oh, that's
actually
People
show
Mover.
The,
They don't show it.
the Sky Bucket.
But that's People Movers. I love the People Movers.
But the reason being is that because the other ride vehicles, they had a Haunted Mansion Doom Buggy. They actually had a Peter Pan ship from the Peter Pan ride.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. But the thing is the Sky Bucket went for so much more because that's actually been an extinct ride for over 20 years.
For a long time. There's the Oregon.
Yeah, well, they got rid of the ride when they redid Fantasyland in the 90s. And actually, there's a few different reasons why they got rid of the ride. But one of the main reasons was, where you and I met nearby, there's a town called Santa Maria.
Yeah.
And a guy was able to open the bucket from outside, and he fell 50 feet to the ground.
Right.
So that was, it was a liability. But they also had the People Mover ride. They had the Autopia car. All these other ones are either still going, which, like, the People Mover hasn't been in Disneyland for 20 plus years.
Right.
I think 97 when they got rocket rods. But it's still going at Disneyland, or Disney World.
Indeed.
So all these other ones are still functioning, whereas the Skyway has been closed for so long that's why it went for so much.
Exactly. So I honestly, dude, like, can't even tell you, like, this stuff going for so much is insane, obviously, and no one has that much money. Well, some people do. But I love all that stuff, and this
absolutely.
is part of our childhood, obviously. I mean, I'm almost 40 years on this planet, and I've been to Disneyland way more times than that. And I love all of this stuff.
Yeah, and actually, when we first met, you and I used to go together all the time.
All the time. I mean, I've been going every year since I was 4 months old.
Yeah.
That's just my family vacation.
Yeah. Looking at what sold, the things that I personally would have liked would have been the Doom Buggy.
Yeah.
The Swiss Family Oregon.
Yep.
And the Neon D from the Disneyland Hotel. And that one was actually pretty cheap. It only went for like 60 grand.
Yeah, but I mean, that's one of those things that will certainly be more valuable later.
Oh, yeah.
You pick that up for 60 grand now, and it's probably worth half a mil later,
yeah,
you know. So
it kind of reminds me, I went to the Museum of History and Industry in Seattle, and in one of their wings, they actually have the big neon R from Rainier Beer.
Oh, really?
From way back in the day.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can see how big it is. It's about 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
And it's pretty similar to what the D from Disneyland is.
Can I tell you what I'm most excited about this week?
Absolutely.
It's happening. My favorite thing's happening, dude.
What's happening?
So we have some Galaxy's Edge news.
Oh, yeah.
This might be the greatest thing. I'm gonna try to contain my. I had
your jubilance.
Well, I had some speculation years ago when we heard about this.
Yeah, we did.
And now, I was like, they better do this right. They're gonna do it right.
They're gonna do it right.
I'm excited. So my next piece of news that has to do with Disney parks is having to do with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Okay, and the best part about what they have said, and the most controversial thing, in my opinion, was as follows. It says, all right, let me find it. The new section of the parks will feature a new planet known as Batuu, and a smuggler's haven called Black Spire Outpost. The outpost is divided between Resistance and First Order forces, with the watering hole called Oga's Cantina serving as a neutral zone.
Very cool.
You ready for this?
Yes.
The cantina will serve exotic drinks for Disney park visitors, including adult drinks
now,
for those who are of age.
Why is that so important?
Why is this so important? Because Disneyland does not serve alcohol.
Disneyland.
Disney's California Adventure does in spades.
Yes.
But Disneyland, and this is something that Walt was adamant about.
And the Magic Kingdom at Disney World.
And the Magic Kingdom at Disney World. Walt has never sanctioned, obviously said that needs to stay
except for
family. Except for Club 33 in Disneyland.
Which is where he's wining and dining people.
Right. Which has to do with the people who pay the membership, and there's those exclusive club there. Nobody has access to that. I can walk over to California Adventure and get beer anywhere, and love California Adventure for that reason.
They used to have a winery.
Yeah, they have, and in that place now they have amazing taps. They actually have Barthelonias from North Coast.
Oh, really? Yeah, because it used to be Robert Mondavi was the sponsored wine,
and it's changed a bit. But the bottom line is this: I am more excited about Disney, about Star Wars Land, only in that I told you this years ago. I said, dude, I don't want to walk into a cantina and get some blue milk bullshit. Excuse my language.
Although they can make it, make it with.
But I don't want the restriction of them not being able to add alcohol to it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
because they can do an alcoholic blue milk and a non. I mean, you can just make milk with food coloring, but you can also make like a White Russian style drink, but with blue curacao.
Right. What I'm saying, if I'm going to walk into a Star Wars cantina,
you want some drink.
I want to be able to get some booze.
Yeah.
So I could not be more excited about this. I am amped.
You don't want to, go home and rethink your life.
No, I refuse to rethink my life. Might be the name of the show. Okay. So, anything else on that?
No, but that was my Attack of the Clones reference. Come on, it's not too often you can pull in.
No, I know, but I offered to make it the title of the show. I thought that was enough. Okay. Now it's getting inappropriate. Let's move on.
Moving on. All right, so we're on to Crossing the Streams. This is where we talk about the streaming services, and we actually got a little bit of big news here.
Yep.
From DC Universe, they officially announced a release date at September 15th. We're like 2.5 weeks away.
Yep.
And they finally have an actual price point. It's $7.99 a month or $74.99 annually. And we talked about it last week that if you do the $74.99 before the release date of September 15th,
right,
you'll get 3 bonus months for free.
Can I just tell you, again, as I've stated, if you put in the grand scheme of things, that's almost no money.
No.
If you're used to spending money on streaming services.
Exactly.
Right.
Especially since it's not like just becoming it's like Netflix. You're getting original content.
Yeah, and you're getting more content than you could possibly consume.
Yes.
And if you wanted to only be on that streaming service, you would fully get your $75 a year.
Absolutely.
But what's going to be happening on DC streaming service, that's a different story.
Exactly. Well, one of the things is they are putting Constantine, the live action, not the cartoon, but the live action, which is technically part of the Berlantiverse. They are putting that in the first the one season, 13 episodes.
All right.
But then also today they announced that they're going to be co-hosts for DC Daily with Kevin Smith.
Okay.
So it'll be Kevin Smith, but then they'll bring in co-hosts with him. And some of the people mentioned are his daughter, Harley Quinn Smith, and John Barrowman.
Barrowman. Anytime he does a thing, I'm in. Sounds good, dude. What else we got?
Titans, which is the flagship show coming from DC Universe, they've announced their release date, and it's October 12th.
That's the Fuck Batman one, for
yes.
the record? Okay.
And then Doom Patrol, which is already the spinoff of that. They've already done a lot of casting. And let me actually open this up because I want to tell you who's already been casted. Already been cast.
Casted.
Yeah, I know. Bad.
Castified.
Yeah.
Cassiated.
Sorry.
Cassidocious.
Well, the reason I'm bringing this up is Alexandra Daddario, who is one of my secret crushes. She's from Baywatch, and she was in True Detective. She reportedly auditioned for a role, so she hasn't been cast yet, but she's auditioned. But people that have already been cast is Kelsey Grammer.
Yes,
is going to be in it, as well as Brendan Fraser. And
Fraser, dude.
There's somebody else. He's actually doing. He
hasn't been around for a bit.
No, but he's not going to be actually on screen. Well, he is. Kind of. He's doing a voice, but they're going to do like flashback type stuff. And
okay,
show
cool,
him.
Cool.
But yeah, a few other people, including Diane Guerrero from Orange is the New Black.
Nice.
So yeah, very cool. So Titans is going to be out, less than a month after the release of the streaming service. And so then also it dropped today in the wake of this. Disney announced their actual name for their streaming service.
Oh, what is it?
Unimaginatively, it's called Disney Play.
That's predictable.
Yeah.
But also,
Disney's nothing if not predictable.
I mean, but Disney Play makes so much more sense.
Exactly.
I mean, what else would they call it?
Exactly.
Anyway.
I don't have any Hulu or Amazon news, but a big thing from Netflix is Netflix is teaming up with Blizzard and making a Diablo series.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Hey, you know what I heard on... Oh, sorry.
Because if you remember, they did Castlevania last year, and it was a big success. So they're doing Diablo.
Apparently there's supposed to be a whole lot... No, you're fine. Apparently there's going to be a whole lot more anime stuff on Netflix coming up.
Yeah, well,
here.
with the was it Sick Note and a whole bunch of other stuff that have been very popular.
You know what I heard on the Ralph Report today?
Yes.
It had to do with something about streaming services, and now I'm going to lose it. Hold on. Amazon, Hulu. Oh, HBO apparently is getting rid of their what's the best way to say it? Like their sexy stuff at night. Remember they used to do like real sex and all that stuff?
Yeah, like Taxi Cab Confessions and Red Shoe Diaries, all this stuff.
Yeah, they're getting rid of all that, apparently.
I'm okay with that.
Well, it makes sense, but at the same time, what's funny that Ralph said is Pornhub is offering to pick them up.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, you got to remember, do you remember what Ralph used to do? He used to be on the Playboy channel.
Oh, yeah. So I just thought that was kind of funny.
It was Playboy After Dark.
But it makes sense because, as a kid, I had a friend who had HBO, and we used to watch this stuff because you couldn't see that anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like, well, I can see it on my phone right now if I want to.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was funny. What are we watching, dude? Are we doing that? Let's do it.
Yeah, what are we watching? I'm watching Cold Case, actually, the show that ran for 7 seasons in the early to mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's getting me just like it did when I watched it beforehand because it's I mean, just the concept is cool about going after cold cases, but what this show did right was because they all take place in different time periods, their soundtracks are incredible.
Nice.
And it gets you right in the feels.
Yeah. Feels are good. Speaking of, I have a bunch of stuff that I'm trying to watch on my own that I haven't quite got to yet. The wife and I have stuff that we watch together. Some of the stuff that she's not going to probably watch with me would be Jessica Jones or Punisher.
Right.
Those are two of the things that I plan to watch. On my own, what have I been watching? Some Rick and Morty, which I've seen them all already. But
really quick, just a quick Rick and Morty.
Origins. That's what I'm watching a lot of on Netflix. Origins of I love stuff like that. So it's like there'll be themed stuff. The last one I watched was like origins of aircraft carriers and stuff like that. Anyway, continue.
Two things. One, there are 2 shows that have just come out. Actually, one was released today. Tonight at midnight is the Jack Ryan series with John Krasinski. On Amazon.
Okay.
So that's getting released tonight. But then also the Jumper spinoff that I told you about last week, Impulse.
Okay.
Has been released on YouTube.
Wait, so Jack Ryan, that's a TV series, right?
Yes.
Okay.
With John Krasinski, and it's on Amazon.
Okay.
And that gets released tonight at midnight. So it's already available on the East Coast.
Oh, maybe I'll check that out.
So those are 2 things. But also, I had something that popped into my head, and I can't remember what it was.
Well, let me tell you what I'm actually watching.
Yeah, well, what were you talking about?
I was all just talking about random stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what I'm watching right now with the wife, one I'm watching with the wife, one I'm not. The Good Place, which
I love The Good Place.
Which I love. We watched the first season, and then I think we both maybe fell asleep partway through, towards the end of the first season.
Right.
And then, how it plays through.
Yeah.
So we went back the other night, and we watched the last 3 episodes, and then we got into season 2.
Doesn't
and
this have, one of the great endings of a first season?
Oh, no. I mean, it's amazing. We love it, and The Good Place is great, so we're working through that. And I've been watching Disenchanted. I watched the first episode again last night. I actually really like it, mostly because...
I've never been a huge Simpsons fan.
Well, I love Matt Groening,
but
mostly
because
I'm a Futurama fan.
Okay.
And so that's my... And so
I liked Groening before he did Simpsons. He had that comic strip that he used to do, which I can't remember the name of it.
Well, to be fair, Groening has a more of a... Disenchanted has a more of a Futurama...
Okay.
A fantasy spin in a Futurama feel kind of thing.
Gotcha.
I like it a lot. And I will be watching episode 2 this evening.
Cool.
Let's move on. Oh, I have a link in the show notes to this. There is a Google Chrome extension for The Good Place.
And actually, I'm downloading it right now.
It's amazing. So check it out.
Because what The Good Place is, one thing is because...
Well, because they're in heaven.
Yeah, well, yeah. You can't swear.
Yeah.
And so when you're trying to say the F word, you're saying fork.
Yeah.
You're saying sheet. It's funny.
It's amazing. So there's an extension for Google Chrome that'll make you laugh. So check that out. All right, real reviews. Top Gun. There's some casting news for a Top Gun movie.
Tell me about it.
Do you want to see this movie?
Actually, I do.
Yeah, I do. Cool.
It's called Top Gun Maverick, by the way.
So let's see. What do we got? Let me find the casting news. Here we go. Okay, got it. So according to a report from Deadline, Top Gun Maverick adds six new actors to the cast. So we've got Thomas A. McKenzie, Charles Parnell, Jay Ellis, Bashir Salhuddin, Danny Ramirez, and Monica Barbero have all been added to the cast to opposite Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer, Glenn Powell, Jennifer Connelly, and Miles Teller.
Awesome.
Sadulin, the one I'm saying terribly, is going to play an engineer. Ramirez and Barbero will play pilots, and Parnell is set to play an admiral. And McKenzie is set to play the daughter of Connelly's daughter. Wait,
cool.
The daughter of Connelly's character.
Yeah, did you say the
daughter of a daughter? That makes no sense. So I have no desire to see this movie, but here we are. I wasn't a big Top Gun fan, so.
Oh, you're just such a punk.
Moving on.
I was hoping they'd bring back Meg Ryan.
So there's going to be a possible delay of the Game of Thrones final season.
No.
And I'm going to pull this out of because this is funny. It says shoot. Here we go. There it is. It says the show's hoping to compete in the 29. Okay, well, back up. HBO programming chief said in the July hit series Game of Thrones, it says it's supposed to be in the first half of 2019, but new comments from visual effects supervisor John Bauer suggests the series won't return until late May or June 2019 at the earliest. The show's hoping to compete in the 2019 Emmy Awards and must air their season between June 1st and May 31st. So if HBO wants the 38-time Emmy Award-winning series to be considered, they will have to debut before the end of May. So what does that mean?
Well, it means hopefully we're getting the season before the end of May.
No, I'm just saying, but I mean,
I'm
it's
okay
not a
with
strategic launch, obviously. It's just more like we got to do it or not.
Exactly. But also, did you see HBO did a sizzle reel for all their upcoming stuff? And there's about a 3-second clip where you saw Snow and Sansa meeting up again.
Oh, that's awesome. One more thing, because I know you've seen Mr. Robot.
I have.
Right? And it's going to be ending with season 4.
Yeah, you kind of knew this was happening just because Rami Malek is just becoming a huge star.
Yeah.
And if you have not seen the trailer for Bohemian Rhapsody yet, he's gonna have to be nominated for an Oscar just on his work in the trailer, because his turn as Freddie Mercury is phenomenal.
All right. Cool, dude.
All right, so we have a little bit of
DC.
Yeah, did you skip the? Oh, yeah, because I have it in Marvel. Okay, yeah. So we have a little bit of DC news. First of all, the Batman, which I didn't put this in here, but there might be an insurance issue for getting cast insured that might mean Affleck's out. But I didn't really go deep into it because it didn't seem like I had a whole bunch of substantiation to it.
Yeah, we'll see.
But we'll see. But evidently, Oscar Isaac met with the DC heads like Jeff Johns and stuff, I guess, and he is seriously interested in a role in the Batman.
I think he'd be a great Batman.
Well, whether it's Batman or not, he could be. He's looking at a role in the Batman.
Yeah, that'd be
great. And then
I think he'd just play the Batman
within the course of a 24-hour within the course of a 24-hour period, Alec Baldwin was announced to be playing Thomas Wayne, and then he pulled out the next day.
Well, it's funny. I heard this on the Ralph Report today too, and what was funny about this is it had to do with the fact that, like, I guess the dad was slated to be like a very much Trump-like
that's the rumor going around.
Figurehead,
right? That's the rumor going around. But the reason Baldwin is citing is that they have scheduling issues.
Sure. Yeah,
of course.
Sure. Of course.
And then Supergirl. It actually turns out they're working on a Supergirl film, and they have a director that is their top choice, and it is, I had his name in my head, but it just flew out. It is Reed Morano.
Oh.
And he did the premiere and the first 2 episodes of Handmaid's Tale. He worked on Billions, *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Nice.
He did the new movie with Elle Fanning and Peter Dinklage called "I Think We're Alone Now." And he has an upcoming spy movie called The Rhythm Section.
Cool.
He also wrote 22 Jump Street and Cloverfield Paradox, so don't hold those against him.
I like Jump Street.
Yeah, no, I mean, just kidding. Actually, he didn't write them, but the person that's writing the script, Oren Uziel, wrote those.
Right. Nice.
All right, so that's it for DC. What do we have in Disney? So one thing about Disney, we talk about parks news and streaming stuff, but one thing for the company, if you remember back in December, Disney sued Netflix. Not Netflix, Redbox. Because what Redbox was doing, you know, if you go to Best Buy now and you buy physical copies of movies, you get a Blu-ray, you get a regular DVD, and you get a digital code.
Right.
For a cheaper price. Well, what Redbox is doing is they were going in and buying those, breaking apart the packaging because they don't sell it in packaging, selling the two movies individually, and then selling the digital code.
Redbox was doing this?
Yes. And so
What a
Disney
bunch of-
sued them.
What?
Because it was reselling stuff.
First of all, can I just tell you, Redbox I feel like is ridiculous.
Yes.
That's just me.
Yeah. So they sued, and then their case was thrown out. They appealed, and now a California circuit judge has said, yes, we agree with you. There's an injunction the Redbox has to stop this for now, because what Disney is doing to solve the issue is they are putting specific wording in their packaging saying codes cannot be sold separately.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Of course.
So it's going to solve the problem in the long run. They're just trying to get an injunction against Redbox until that goes through.
Oh, Redbox thing. Every time I'm at the Safeway and I see like 8 people in line for the Redbox, I was like, why are we doing this?
I know.
Why is this a thing?
Well, it's got to be for people that don't have fast internet.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah. So we have some Marvel news.
That sounded judgy. I'm not trying to judge.
You're judgy.
Okay, that's fine. Marvel news.
Yeah, we lost a Marvel icon, Gary Friedrich.
Oh, yeah.
Who co-created Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
He died, and he was, what, 76? 75. Yeah, so unfortunately, you know, it's the way it is. I mean, Marvel's been around for 50 years.
Long time.
People are going to start dying. I mean, we're going to be losing Stan Lee in the next few years.
And Ghost Rider's great, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Forget the Nick Cage versions, but the concept of Ghost
Yeah.
Rider is fantastic.
Exactly.
And I haven't had a chance to watch it on was it the 4th season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., from what I understand, is pretty legit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's another show I want to get back on. Plus, because I've got a secret crush on Chloe Bennett.
Yeah, you and me both.
Avengers, there's a pretty cool Infinity War fan theory that came out. And I'm not actually a big fan of fan theories, but this one's kind of interesting. They claimed that Captain America died and then came back.
Oh.
And it makes sense. Because if you notice, when he first meets up with Thanos, you know, he has the whole holding his glove thing, which is awesome. But then Thanos just punches him in the back of the head, and he goes down in a crumpled mess.
Right.
Right, and then he doesn't get up. And we see Black Widow is under a pile of rocks.
Right.
And she's not getting up. And Banner is in the Hulkbuster armor, and he got fused into rock.
Right.
Okay? But then all of a sudden, they're all three fighting later in the fight. Okay? Because what happens in the meantime, and this fan theory points it out that this is what happened, and it has no consequence to the overall story.
Sure.
But right after that happens is when he goes up to Vision, and the Vision died, and he turns back the time 3 or 4 minutes to save Vision so he can get the stone out.
Right.
And in those minutes, Captain America got back to
They're alive again, yeah.
Black Widow's out of the rocks, and
well, I think that makes sense.
So it's just kind of a cool little observation that most people would have seen a hole in. That how come these people are fighting again?
Right.
But this eagle-eyed fan.
Well, I guess
saw
I
it.
just kind of assumed at the time, but I mean, I'd have to watch it again.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
So
Okay.
it makes me want to watch it to see it again.
Cool.
And then, do I want to put this out here?
What do we want to talk about?
It's the Infinity 4 update.
You want to skip that one?
Oh, no. It is important. Okay. The Russo brothers came out and they were talking about an update to Avengers 4. And it's nothing huge, but they just posted to Twitter, and I want to quote it exactly so we get it right.
This is what their next project's going to be, right?
No, this is different.
Oh.
Let's see here. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, it says, quote, "We've worked on the edit all summer, and we're excited to finally get these missing pieces in the film, and then we expect to be in post through fall and winter, and they hope to be done with the finished product by March." It's coming out in May, right?
I think May, yeah.
Yeah, middle of May next year.
Yeah.
And so they're hoping, whereas like Infinity War came down to the wire.
Yeah.
This one should
Hopefully that'll be done sooner.
Yeah, it'll be done a little bit earlier, and we'll hopefully get a trailer sooner. Speaking of which, I didn't put it in here, but there's a huge groundswell of protesters trying to get Marvel to release a Captain Marvel trailer.
No, really?
Because we're, 5.5 months out, and we don't have a trailer
Yeah, it's
yet?
weird we don't have a trailer. Yeah, we've been this. I mean, fandoms have been in this situation before. We had the same situation with some of the Star Wars stuff. I mean, you know, although we're 5.5 months out, it seems like a short amount of time. But in the grand scheme of things, like, okay, so once they put that first trailer out, then there's promos and everything else. It all happens so quick. So, I mean, I'd say within the next month we get something.
Yeah, well, I think the reason why people are scrambling for content so much is because Marvel's historically in the last few years released a November title.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was it? Thor Ragnarok was the title last year.
I think so. Yeah, right.
And then Black Panther came out in February, and then we got Infinity War, and then all that stuff. There's no November title this year.
Right.
Our next movie is Captain America.
Yeah, we have ways to go. So, what do we got? Blade.
So, Wesley Snipes is evidently in deep discussions with Marvel about doing some Blade movies.
Do it.
I think it'd be great.
I love him as Blade. That's one of my favorite things he's ever done.
Yeah,
Blade.
I mean,
I love Wesley Snipes in all the things, but Blade is amazing.
Yeah, he was phenomenal. Plus, Ryan Reynolds was in the third one.
Yeah, it's so campy and
so
amazing,
campy,
and he's it's great.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if they did a Blade movie, but did it in the style of like Punisher?
Oh yeah,
so
be sick.
Dark Blade would be awesome.
Dark Blade would be sick.
We have a little bit of Guardians news. They have officially put production on hold,
like indefinitely.
Indefinitely. There's no time frame. On the other hand, Taika Waititi has been brought in to talk about a possible project.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if it is Guardians, but that's what everybody's assuming.
I hope so. I think of the directors out there that could take Gunn's place
he has the right sense of humor
and still keep the sense of humor and the character that he brought to like Thor Ragnarok, for example. I think that's a really good fit, and I'm hoping. But also, I have another thing in there that says, "What is going to replace Guardians?"
Because if it's on hold indefinitely, there needs to be something to fill that slot.
Because you were just saying, obviously, we're going to have some gaps. So, any ideas?
Well, it's the second movie in Phase 4, right? Because the first movie in Phase 4 is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Okay.
Because I think that's the first movie after Avengers 4.
Right.
And then we've got Guardians 3. It was supposed to be the one after that.
Yeah.
They're going to have to start announcing more because those are the only two for sure. I mean, we know Black Widow or Black Panther movie's in the works.
We know there's going to be another Strange, Black Widow.
Another Strange.
I
would guess there's going to be another Ant-Man and a Wasp movie.
You think they're not going to do another Iron Man, right?
No.
Okay.
If they were, it'd be Ironheart.
Or Captain America.
Well, they could do with, just put somebody else in the role.
That's true. What else we got? Standalone Hulk. We got, there's not.
Well, they're just going to have to come out with what their 4 roadmap is.
Yeah. All right, man.
That's it for most things, except for I put this one specifically in for you. Marvel Rising Secret Warriors is a new cartoon.
My secret crush.
Coming out, and Dove Cameron does the theme song.
Love me some Dove Cameron.
And that link right there. Oh, I didn't.
There's no link.
I'll fix the link because I could have sworn I did the link earlier. So I'll fix it before you do it. Speaking of theme songs, going into Sony, guess who's doing the theme song for Venom?
Dove Cameron?
Eminem.
I'm only thinking about Dove Cameron.
All right, so I think that's
Eminem, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I don't know if we want to even tackle this. Do you think?
You could at least mention it.
All right, we're going to mention this because this is something that's come up in the convention circuit. A judge ruled there can only be one Comic-Con. Finally, San Diego Comic-Con is the only Comic-Con there can be.
Right, so we're going to get a lot more comic fests, comic explosions.
Things that are not called Comic-Con. So the issue, obviously, is there is Silicon Valley Comic-Con, and there is New York Comic-Con. There's a ton of Comic-Cons out there. So what are we going to do about those? that's something that's going to come down soon. So
Right,
we just
exactly.
got to see what they end up doing with it.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of curious because we have New York Comic Con coming in October. Are they
Yeah.
gonna be? Is this going to be?
I can't imagine that applies now.
Well, because they already have their merchandising built. So
Exactly.
there has to be a.
And in true Comic-Con fashion, how much more valuable will New York Comic-Con T-shirts be when it's no longer called New York Comic-Con?
Exactly.
I'm glad I came up with that. Are we good?
Yeah, no, it's great.
Anything else?
Nope.
Should I just awkwardly ask you that over and over? Gross. So thanks for tuning in to The Usual Podcast. If you have comments or questions, you can find us at theusualpodcast.com. Email us at theusualpodcast@gmail.com. And we're on, just kidding, Facebook, Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. I am at Darth Potts on Twitter, and Will is at Admiral Griggs. Find us on all your favorite podcatchers. Like us, share us, and tell your friends. Merchandise, teespring.com/store/usualpodcast. Best ways to support the show, audibletrial.com/usualpodcast. Get your favorite audiobook on us, and we get some money and all as well. And what else we got? Patreon.com/usualpodcast is sincerely the best way to support us. We have merch, bonuses, what do we got? Blooper reels, early access to the shows, everything else, trailer time, all kinds of stuff. So definitely do that. And
Plus, you get discounts for our shop on Teespring.
Yes. And if you love us, we will love you. And that's it. How do we feel about that?
It just makes me feel like I want to have more of a dude. I just butchered that.
You blew it.
It makes me feel like I want to have even more of a fun.
We'll have more of a fun, and we'll see you all next week.
Peace.
More of a fun. You're lucky I edit this stuff. Dude, but seriously, alcohol in Disneyland? Are you freaking kidding me?
That's awesome.
That's going to be amazing. All right, thanks, everybody who's in the chat room still. There's only one of you. So here we are. Matt left probably eventually.
Probably.
Too little?
Thanks, Too Little.
You're great.
Check you later.
Check you later. Check you later.
Girls don't want to hear that shit, man.
Maybe I'll watch that later. I have a lot of things I like to watch. All right, dude. Let me stop
Martha
this.
had a nice big fat bowl packed for him when he came home.
He was growing that shit on Mount Vernon, man.
Dude, he's growing that shit everywhere.
Mount Vernon, man.
Dude, we're funny.